Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJO Network presents another exciting edition of Fall Classic. The 1983 postseason is on the air. Tonight, we are at Stade Olympique. This is Game 1 of the National League Division Series between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Montreal Expos. This will be a Fall Classic series. The Dodgers coming off their victory over the San Diego Padres in the wild card playoff, as they now move on to the division series to play the number 1 seed, the Montreal Expos, who won the National League East, and they are the number 1 seed in the National League. So the Dodgers coming off a big win. The Expos have been waiting for them. We are now north of the border here at Stade Olympique, as we now begin the third division series here in the postseason. So I hope you guys are excited for a good one tonight. Hoping we will have one, and it should be a lot of fun. So we will see what happens tonight as we get to some baseball, and I think we should just get started. So let's see what we got here at Stade Olympique for the first game of this series. Starting pitcher for the Montreal Expos in this game will be their number 1 starter, Charlie Lee. 16 wins, 11 losses, a 126 whip. Since it's his first start, he will be a B pitcher for the night. We are all set and ready. Fast action cards are off to the side. We are set and ready to go. And it's time for some baseball. The Dodgers, they went ahead and beat the Padres. They were the 5 seed. They're the wild card champ. Can they give the Expos a good series? We're about to find out as we go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Dodgers will be the second baseman, Steve Sachs. He was 2 for 5 in the wild card playoff. We're going to use powder blue, white, and blue dice. Expos are the home team. Good, excellent crowd here at Stade Olympique. Not an empty seat anywhere. Let's get this NLDS underway. And we'll start with a 45, and that is going to be an out. It's going to be a hard ground ball hit to third. That'll get picked up by Tim Wallach, and the throw goes to first for out number 1. Next batter will be the center fielder, Kenny Landreau. He was 4 for 5 in the playoff game, and he hit for the cycle. First ever cycle I had in Fall Classic. Lee will go ahead and pitch. And that's a 33, and Landreau's going to pick up where he's left off, and that's going to be a base hit. He'll hit that one into center, and Landreau will get a leadoff. We'll get a big hit there. He also gets the steal sign. We'll see what he does. Next batter is the left fielder, Dusty Baker. He was 2 for 5 in the playoff game. Landreau, let's see. He gets the steal sign. And let's see. Lee is an average arm. So let's see if he goes ahead and gets the jump. Lee, of course, is a righty. And a 1-2, Landreau doesn't get the jump. He doesn't get the jump. Let's take a look at Dusty Baker. He has a hit and run rating of A. Got a good chance at a hit and run here, but early in the game, I think you just swing away. So Leah's going to go ahead and pitch. 61, swing and a miss, struck him out. He'll get Baker. First strikeout for Lee, and he had 137 of them in 83. Next batter is the third baseman, the original beast mode, Pedro Guerrero, but he was 0 for 4 in the wild card playoff. Richard R. and Art Shackle are first to join us here at Stade Olympique. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's the first time I've seen you in one of my chats there, Richard R. Welcome to the network. Landreau on at first. He'll stay there. Pitch coming from Lee. 12, and that's going to be a ball. That's going to be ball 4. It's a walk. So Guerrero will walk off of Lee. And so the Dodgers now have runners at first and second. First walk given up by Lee. And here's the first baseman, Greg Brock. Brock was 1 for 3 in the wild card playoff. Philip Reynolds joins us here at Stade Olympique. Lee will pitch. 51, and that is going to be that's a possible strikeout. 7 is going to be too high, so now it's a possible error, and that is a possible error on the first baseman. That ball is hit to Al Oliver. He didn't make many errors, though. His error rating is a 10. He will not make an error. Oliver will get it. Charlie Lee will come over, and Oliver will dish it to him and retire the side. No runs and a hit and a walk for the Dodgers. And we will go to the bottom of the first. Starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, their number 2 starter, Fernando Mania Valenzuela. 15 wins, 10 losses, a 134 whip in 1983. This is also his first start, and he will also be a B pitcher. So Valenzuela gets the call tonight for the Dodgers, and we'll see how he does here against the Expos. Leading off for the Expos, the left fielder, Tim Rock Raines, Hall of Famer. 298 average, 71 RBIs, 11 homers that year. Valenzuela will go ahead and pitch. 55, that's a 6, and Raines is going to lead off with a big-time triple. He'll smack that one right past short. It'll shoot the gap and roll all the way to the corner. Raines rounding second. He'll easily glide into third. And that's a leadoff triple for Raines. Next batter is the second baseman, Brian Little, a 260 average, a homer, 36 RBIs. Sporadic chat, but often watching the games. Good to be here. I can be a little sporadic, Richard R. It depends if people are in the chat. But when I have like a big game going on, or maybe my selection show or a demo game, trust me, my chat's loaded. Raines on at third. The Dodgers going to keep the infield normal. It's early in the game. Pitch from Valenzuela. 44, and it won't matter. That's going to be a base hit for Brian Little. He hits that one past first. Raines will come in to score, and just like that, the Expos have a quick 1-0 lead. So first run of the series goes to the Expos, RBI single by Little. And now we'll see the center fielder, Andre Dawson. Some people think he's not a Hall of Famer. I think he is. 299 average, 32 homers, 113 RBIs in 83. Little did get the steal sign, but he's not going to go anywhere. Pitch from Valenzuela. 31. Now, I call that that's a range play, 31. And that is a 2. That's going to be a range play to center field. Going after that is Kenny Landreau. His range is a 10. And he's got it. Little will stay at first base. That'll be out number 1. I call all 31s a range plays. So that's going to be a fly out to center as Landreau will make the catch and 1 down. Here is the first baseman, Al Oliver. Some people think he's a Hall of Famer. 300 average homers, 84 RBIs in 83. Thomas Bartlett joins us here at Stade Olympique. Little had the steal sign. He'll stay put. Valenzuela, 52. Possible strikeout. 17 is a no. Now it's a possible error on the second baseman, and that is Steve Sachs. Sachs, he could make the occasional error. His error rating is a 10, but that's a 12. He's not going to make an error, and that is an even number, so it's going to be a fielder's choice at second. Little is out. Oliver gets the first, 2 away. So Sachs will not make the error there, and that will be a fielder's choice. 2 men down, and here comes the catcher, the kid, Gary Carter, Hall of Famer. Absolutely no in my mind. 270 average, 17 homers, 79 RBIs, one of the greatest catchers ever. Oliver at first. Fernando Mania will pitch, 34, and that, however, is a base hit. That's going to be a single, and it'll be a base hit to center field. First to third holds. If 1 out assists, there's 2 outs. Oliver's going to hold at second base. So a base hit by Carter. He gets his first hit of the game. And here's now the third baseman, Tim Wallach, a 269 average, 19 homers, 70 RBIs. Always felt Tim Wallach was a solid player. Oliver on at second, Carter on at first. Valenzuela in a little bit of trouble here in the bottom of the first inning. Fernando will pitch. That's a 66. That's a 1-9. That would be a home run. That is a 4. And, well, that ball is that ball's pretty gone. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is gone. Home run, Tim Wallach. Stadium cheers. Yuppie! As they say in Canada. 3-run bomb by Tim Wallach, his first home run of the postseason. And just like that, the Expos have a 4-0 lead on the Dodgers. Clean shot there by Wallach. That ball went over pretty much the right center field wall. And the Expos will take a quick 4-0 lead here in the first and still not out of the inning. Here comes the right fielder, Warren Cromartie, 278 average, 3 homers, 43 RBIs. Valenzuela, he'll go ahead and pitch. 52, again a possible strikeout. 20 is a no. And now it's a possible error on the shortstop. And that is Bill Russell. He didn't make many errors. His error rating is an 8. But he is going to make one there, and that's going to be a bad play by Russell. Cromartie's going to get one base. It'll be an E6. So right now the Dodgers, maybe they haven't recovered from the victory over the Padres in the wild card playoff, and right now they're not playing. They're not off to a good start. Here's the shortstop, Doug Flynn, 237 average, 26 RBIs in 83. 4-0, and Valenzuela can't get out of this inning. Fernando will pitch. And 23, that will do it. That'll be an out. It will be a hard line drive to center field. And that will be caught by Landro. And the inning is over. 4 runs on 3 hits. 1 error. That's the first error on the Dodgers, by the way. 1 error. A 3-run bomb by Tim Wallach. 4-0 Expos after 1. Mike Marshall, he's in right field, and he was 0 for 4 playoff game. Pitch from Lee, 51, possible strikeout. The 11 says no, and now that's going to be a possible error on the shortstop, and that is hit to Doug Flynn. Flynn didn't make many errors. His error rating is a 5, but he'll make one there. He bobbles it, drops it. Marshall is safe. So that's going to be an E6 on Flynn. And that's the first error on the Expos. So Doug Flynn makes an error, allowing Marshall to lead. And Charlie Lee says, come on, let's not do what the other team did. At least not in the field. Here's the catcher, Steve. Doug Hunt joins us here at Stade Olympique. Pitch from Lee, 44, single 1-15. That's a 5. It's a base hit. And the Dodgers are trying to take advantage of it. That's going to be a base hit to left field. Marshall's going to hold at second base. Single for Yeager. And now here's the shortstop, Bill Russell. Russell was 2 for 4 in the card playoff. Runners at first and second, no one out here, top of the second. Expos have a 4-0 lead, but right now the Dodgers are threatening to do something here. David Vega joins us here at Stade Olympique. 16, that's going to be an out. And let's see what kind of out. And that's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. First and second, fielder's choice at second. A strong arm at second, turns a double play. That would be Brian Little. He has an average arm. That's going to be that will be a fielder's choice. So Marshall will get to third. Yeager is out at second. Russell takes first, 1 out. fielder's choice there. Batter now for the Dodgers will be the pitcher, Fernando Valenzuela. He could actually hit the ball. A 187 average, a homer, and 9 RBIs. Infield is going to stay back. Valenzuela probably may not do much here. Lee will pitch. And 41, and that's going to be an out. Now, normally a pitcher, it would be a walk, but Fernando Valenzuela has an out X on his card. That is an automatic double play. He grounds that to second base, over to the shortstop, over to first, side retired. That's a 4-6-3 double play. No runs, a hit, a walk, and an error. But Valenzuela grounds out into a big twin killing and will go to the bottom of the second. Leading off for the Expos will be the pitcher, Charlie Lee. He had a 114 average and 3 RBIs that year in 83. Valenzuela will pitch to Lee. And 36, that's an out to grounder to second base. Easily picked up by Sachs. And Sachs tosses it over, 1 down. Here's Raines. Raines got a triple his first time up. Pitch from Fernando. And 34, that's going to be a base hit. And Raines gets a possible steal sign, so that's going to be a single. And Raines has a plus on his base, maybe. So Raines now has a base hit. Raines did have a very good swing threat, and they'll probably be going here. Next batter is Little, and Little got a single his first time up. Let's see. Valenzuela is a lefty. He has an average on. So a 1-3, Raines will not get the jump. He will not get the jump, and he's going to hold. Brian Little does have a good home run, has a good hit and run ability. That might not be a bad idea here. He's an A as a hit and run. He doesn't get the jump. You know what? Why not? Let's do the hit. Let's do a hit and run. Let's do a hit and run is on. And that's a 6. Ground out to the pitcher. Runners advance. Dice roll 42 and dice roll 33. Nope, it's a grounder to the pitcher. And runners will advance. So Raines will move on to second. And that will be out number 2. As they move Raines over there. So that hit and run does work. On a ground out right to Valenzuela. I have the hit and run chart over to the side. So now 2 away. Here comes Dawson. Dawson is 0 for 1. Raines on at second base. Fernando will pitch. Fernando, 45. And the throw goes to first. And will retire the side. Hit and run may not have been a good idea. But no runs and a hit for the Expos. And after 2, it's 4-0 in their favor. We go to the top of the third. And the top of the order for the Dodgers. Here's Steve Sachs. And he's 0 for 1. 4-0 Expos. Game 1 of this NLDS. Pitch from Lee. 44. That's a base hit. Sachs will get himself a single. And he'll head to first. Sachs gets his 3rd hit of the playoffs. And now here's Landro, probably still coming off that cycle. And they put in. So he is going to go ahead and remember a single plus. Remember, that means he can steal. I'm not going to send him here. You're down 4 runs. Lee will pitch. 45, that's an out. Let's kind of out, and it will be a ground out to second base. Fielder's choice at second. A fast runner is safe at second. Sachs is a fast runner, so that means they're not going to get him. So the throw is going to go to first to get Landro, and there's the out. So Sachs will move over. So Landro will get there on a grounder to second. 1 down. As XSG2 joins us here at Stade. Sachs on at second. Lee will deal. And 53, possible strikeout. 15 is a no. Now it's a range play. And that is a range play set pat to second base. Second base the single and will go into right field. Second baseman is Little. Little was pretty good. His range is a 12. But he's not going to get it. It's going to be a base hit, and that is going to be a one. That's going to be a single for Baker. Sachs, I believe he will come around and he will score. Runners advance 2 bases. Sachs will score. It's 4-1. Well hit ball by Dusty Baker. He hits it past Little. RBI single for Baker. Jimmy Jam joins us here at Stade Olympique. Here's Guerrero. Guerrero walked his first time up. 1 out, top of the third, 4-1 Expos now. Lee will pitch. And 46, that's off the ballpark. That is a 10. Guerrero's a righty, and that's going to be a foul out. Going after that will be Al Oliver. He's going to make the play in foul territory, and that's out number 2. And now Brock. Brock is 0 for 1. 2 outs now. Baker on it first. Lee will go ahead and pitch. And 33 walked him. So that's going to be a walk to Brock. So Lee gives up a walk. That is the second walk he's given up. And the batter now is Marshall. Marshall reached on an error his first time up. Both pitchers are a B. This is their first appearance in the postseason. Baker on it second. Brock on it first. 2 outs now. Pitch from Lee. 31. That's a range play single, and that's going to left field. That's going to be Tim Raines going after that. His range is an 8. Can he make the play? No, that's going to be a 2-base single. Baker, and he will score. Brock goes to third. Marshall holds it first. It's now 4-2. And here come the Dodgers. Stadium groans. RBI single by Marshall. And now the Dodgers have now cut the lead in half. And now here's Yeager. Yeager got a single his first time up. Brock on it third. Marshall on it first. Lee trying to get out of this jam now. It's 4-2. 2-3-4 on the scoreboard. Pitch from Lee. 53, another strikeout chance. That is a 2. This time that is a strikeout. Cold strike 3 on Yeager. The inning is over. Second strikeout for Lee, and that will do it. 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk. The Dodgers cut the lead in half as we now go to the bottom of the third. Leading off for the Expos will be Al Oliver. Oliver is 0 for 1. 4-2, already an exciting game here at Stade Olympique for game 1 of this NLDS. Valenzuela, 25, that's an out. It's a ground ball right back to Valenzuela. He'll pick that up, and he'll underhand it to first for out number 1. Here's the king. Time up. Fernando, a 43 third, picked up by Guerrero. And Guerrero will toss it over. 2 down. Next up is Wallach. Wallach hit a 3-run bomb his first time up. Fernando looks on Wallach. Wallach gets ready for the pitch. And that's a 65. That's another home run possibility. Valenzuela 1-7. That's a 14. That's not going to be a home run. That's a deep fly ball to center field. Kenny near the wall. He is going to make the catch and retire the side. Expos after 3, game 1 of this NLDS. Top of the 4th. Leading off for the Dodgers will be Bill Russell. No, not the basketball player. Russell is 0 for 1. Lee can pitch to 31. Fernando can pitch actually to 34. Lee will pitch. And 41, that's going to be ball 4. Lee will walk Russell. Another walk given up by Charlie Lee. That's his third. It'll bring up Fernando Valenzuela. He had a 187 average, but he's going to bunt here. Russell on at first, and the bunt will be laid down. So let's see. His sacrifice hit rating is a 5. First, does he get the bunt down? And that is a 1. He does. And that is bunted right to Charlie Lee. That's the pitcher. He has an average arm, so there won't be an adjustment. So now, does he get the sacrifice? That is a 6, and no, it's popped up. Fernando pops it up. Lee is going to make the play, and Bill Russell, does he? If I roll a 2, Bill Russell will get back. So Valenzuela popped it up, and that's going to be an out. So pop up to the pitcher, and Russell has to stay at first. Here comes Sachs. Sachs is 1 for 2. Sachs ain't bunting, though. Lee's going to go ahead and pitch. And 42, and that is going to be ball 4. So right now, Lee not having a good, now losing some control here. 4th walk given up by Charlie Lee. And here comes Landro. Landro is 1 for 2. 1 out, top of the 4th. But now Lee has got some issues here. Russell on at second. Sachs on at first. Lee with the pitch. 14. That's going to be an out. And we're going to see it. And that's a ground out to the shortstop. First and second, runners advance. A slow runner is out at second. Well, Sachs is a fast runner. So the runners advance, which means that the throw will go to first. And that will be 2 outs. So Russell moves up. Sachs moves up. Landro is done, 2 away. Here's Baker. Baker is 1 for 2. 2 away now. Lee gets the sign here from the kid. Lee will go ahead and 44. That's a base hit for Dusty Baker. Does he tie the ball game? That's a base hit to left field. We know Russell scores. Sachs on at second. Second to home, a fast runner advances. A slower average runner holds. With 2 outs, it's an assist. Well, the fast runner does advance. Sachs will come around. He will score. We're tied at 4. Stadium groans. So the Expos had a 4-0 lead. And now the Dodgers have wiped that away of the 2 RBI single by Dusty Baker. And we now have 4s on. And now Guerrero. Lee will deal with Guerrero now. 2 outs. And now we got a brand new ball game here. Lee will pitch. And 54, that's off the 54 chart. And that's men on base, a possible wild pitch or pass ball. The number is a 4. Lee is a 1-18. That's going to be and let's see, that's a 4. The catcher, the pass ball rating for Carter, his pass ball rating is a, it's got to be there someplace. His pass ball rating is a 1 or a 2. So that's a 4. That's going to be a wild pitch, and Baker moves to second. By Lee. The go-ahead run now in scoring position. And 2 outs still. Tough game here right now at Olympic Stadium. Pitch from Lee. 34, and that's going to be a base hit. That's a single. Will it score Baker? Base hit to right field. Second to home scores if weak or average arm. Right fielder for the Expos is Cromartie. He has an average arm. Baker will come around. He will score. It's 5-4 Dodgers. Stadium barfs. Yeah. The Expos had a 4-0 lead. And now the Dodgers have taken the lead here, 5-4 here in the fourth. And they're going to go check with Charlie Lee on the mound, see how much longer he can go. Brock is the batter now. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. Still 2 outs here out of this inning. And that's a 65 possible home. A 1-8. The 16 is high. That's going to be a deep fly ball to center field. And that's going to be Dawson. He'll have room. And he'll make the catch and retire the side. 3 runs on 2 hits, a couple of walks, and a wild pitch. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 5-4 now in favor of the Dodgers. Warren Cromartie leads off for the Expos. He reached on an error his first time up. You're watching the National League Division Series, Game 1, Dodgers and the Expos. Valenzuela, 23, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's the first. That's the first strikeout for Valenzuela. He had 189 of them in 83. He finally gets a K here today. Here's Flynn. Flynn is 0 for 1. Pitch from Fernando. And 63, and that is going to be a strikeout 1-10. And that is a 1, and that's going to be a called strike 3 on Flynn. And down he goes, 2 away. Next batter is... This is the National League of 1983, not 26. And that is going to be an easy swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that's a strikeout. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Fernando Valenzuela strikes out the side in order. 5-4 Dodgers after 4. Fans here at Olympique Stadium wondering what went wrong. Their Expos had a 4-0 lead, and now the Dodgers have scored 5 unanswered. Mike Marshall leads off. He is 1 for 2, a single and reached on an error. Lee will pitch. And 14. And that's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. He'll get Marshall. And that is the 3rd strikeout for Lee. 1 down. Here's Yeager. Yeager is 1 for 2 with a single. Yeah, in the game rules, if he gives up, he's given up 5 runs, but I think it's 7. But we'll see what I do with Lee here. He's not tired yet. We'll see what I do with him. But yeah, I know you're correct there, XSG2. Lee, 41. That's ball 4. He walked him. So Lee just right now not having the best control. That's another walk by Lee. That is his 5th. And here comes Russell. Russell is 0 for 1 with a walk. Fans here wondering what is going on here. They had a 4-0 lead, and now it's 5-4. Pitch from Lee, 21. That's an out. Let's see what kind of out, and it will be a fly out to center field. A super fast runner advances. A fast runner too, unless a strong arm. Yeager's an average runner. He stays put. 2 away. Fly ball to center, and that will be handled by Andre Dawson for 2nd out. Here comes Fernando, and he is 0 for 2. Fernando will bat. 5-4, top of the 5th. Lee settles in, deals 21, swing and a miss, struck him out, and the inning is over. A much better inning for Lee. That was his 4th K. Nothing across except a walk. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Lee needed that inning bad. But suddenly the Expo offense has just disappeared. Top of the order for the Expos. Here's the Rock, Tim Raines. He's 2 for 2, a triple and a single. Fernando, he'll go ahead and pitch. 45, and that is an out. It is a hard line drive right to third. That's gloved by Guerrero, 1 out. Little is next. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Valenzuela, he deals 45, and that's going to be an out. It's a ground to the second base. Easy play for Sachs. And Sachs will take care of it and toss it over for the second out. The Hawk, he's 0 for 2. Valenzuela, 22 years old in 1983. He'll go ahead and deal. And 45, wow, that came up all 5 times. That's going to be another out. That's one's a hard fly ball to center field. But Kenny Landreau will get to that one. And he will make the catch. And retire the side. 1, 2, 3, go the Expos. As it looks like Valenzuela has settled down as well. 5-4 after 5. Top of the 6th. And top of the order for the Dodgers. Here's Steve Sachs. And Sachs is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. Lee is running out of batters. He is due to bat 6 in the next inning. Charlie Lee has to have another good outing. 54, that's off the bases empty chart, and it says go to the Wilder chart, which we will do. So bases empty, Wilder, foul pop-up down the line. Right fielder fighting it. Roll D20 versus E. Right fielder is Cromartie, and his error rating is a 9. That is a 3, and that's to see if he drops it. He does. He will drop it, and batter gets another chance. E9. Wow, that is an E9 on Cromartie. He dropped it. And that'll be the second error on the Expos. And Sachs gets another chance. Charlie Lee looking at his defense says, come on. Lee will go ahead and pitch. Try again. 42, and that's going to be ball 4. So because he couldn't make the play, Lee walks Sachs. That's the 6th walk given up by Lee. Landreau is next. He is 1 for 3. Sachs on at first. Landreau gets ready to hit here. Fans here at Stade Olympique. Expo bullpen is getting ready. Lee will deal. And 54, that's again off the wild chart. G as he frames the pitch. Ball 4 if the catcher range rating B. Home N gets strike 3. Away N gets ball 4. Well, Gary Carter is an N. He's in home N. He will get strike 3, 1 out. And I'm sure my mom will get that. So that's going to be a strikeout. Fourth K for Lee. And now the batter will be Baker. And Baker is 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Steeler fan trying to call my mom again. So Sachs on at first, but now 1 out. A big strikeout was needed. Baker is 2 for 3. Lee will pitch. 54 again. Again, that's off the wild chart. Bases empty. Again, strike 3 of catcher range rating G as he frames the pitch. Ball 4 if the catcher range rating B. Home end gets strike 3. Away end gets ball 4. We already know that Gary Carter is a home end, and he's going to get Baker to go out on strikes. 2 down. 6 strikeout for Lee. Gary Carter was well known for that, though. And here is Guerrero. Please believe me, the cards are coming up that way. So here's Guerrero now. And Guerrero is 1 for 2, a single and a walk. But now there are 2 outs. Charlie Lee gets a good umpire call. And now Guerrero will get ready for Lee. Fans here at Stade Olympique hoping Charlie can get 1 more out. 33. Nope, that's going to be a base hit. It'll be a single for Guerrero. And that will be a base hit to right field. Sachs will advance to third. So Sachs moves to third base. And that is a single for Guerrero, a second hit. Batter is Brock. Now Charlie Lee, if he gives up a hit, he would go to being a C pitcher. Lee is now a little tired. Brock is 0 for 2 with a walk. Top of the 6th, 5-4. Good game here at Stade Olympique. Lee setting up for Brock. And Guerrero did actually get the steal sign, but he's not going anywhere. He's going to let Brock swing. Lee will pitch. 41, that's ball 4. And that's, I think, is going to be it for Lee. Another walk given up by Charlie Lee. And that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now the batter is Marshall, and that is it for Lee. They will yank him. So Charlie Lee is going to leave with the L. And he would be a B pitcher again for giving up 4 runs. And the Expos will bring out a new pitcher. And I'm not going to do a double switch here. Marshall is a righty. So they're going to go with... Coming on to pitch for the Expos will be Bryn Smith. 6 wins, 11 losses, 3 saves. He is going to be a B pitcher. So Bryn Smith will now come in to pitch to Marshall. Bases are loaded here. Top of the 6th, 5-4 Dodgers. Yeah, the earned runs due on base count. He's got 4 runs already, so if Guerrero crosses the plate, that's going to make him a C pitcher for the next outing. Smith will go ahead and pitch to Marshall. And 21, that's a swing and a miss, struck him out, and the inning is over. Marshall goes down on strikes. No runs. 1 hit and 2 walks. The side is struck out, and the Dodgers leave the bases loaded. Strikeout by Smith. We go to the bottom of the 6th, still 5-4. And now his day is close, and now Lee will definitely be a B pitcher. I'll keep track of these, at least in Fall Classic. Bottom of the 6th inning. Al Oliver leads off for Montreal, and he's 0 for 2. Valenzuela gave up 4 runs on 3 hits in the first inning. Since then, he's only scattered a hit. Valenzuela will pitch. 54, that's off that 54 chart again. Bases empty, Wild. We now go to the Wilder chart. And bases empty, Wilder, strike 3. Catcher drops ball, throws runner out at first unless batter's run rating is F. Oliver is an A rating. He's going to be out, 1 down. So drop strike 3 by Yeager, but he'll get Oliver at first. And that will go as a strikeout, and that is the 4th K for Valenzuela, 1 away. Here comes the kid. Carter 1 for 2. Fernando, a 36. That's an out to fly to right. Easy play there for Marshall, and he'll come in and get it. 2 down. Wallach is up. Wallach is 1 for 2 at a 3-run bomb his first time up. Wallach did have 19 home runs in '83. He can hit for power. Fernando, 14, and that is an out. It's a deep fly ball to center, but an easy play for Landro. And Landro will take care of it and retire the side. Another 1-2-3 inning by Fernando Valenzuela. 5-4 Dodgers after 6. We go to the 7th. Bryn Smith is going to stay on the mound. And Smith is a B pitcher. Smith, 31. That's a range play. And that's going to be a range play to short. That's it to Doug Flynn. His range is a 10. Nope, that'll be a base hit. He'll get it past Flynn, and Yeager gets the first. Yeager with his second hit of the game, as Doug Flynn couldn't get to that. And here comes Russell. Russell is 0 for 2 with a walk. Fans here at Stade Olympique beginning to get a little worried what's happening here. So far, the visiting team has won both of these first division games. Yeager on it first. Smith will pitch. 52, possible strikeout. That 4 says no. Now it's a possible error chance. And that is an error, a possible two-base error on the third baseman. That is Wallach. Wallach didn't make that many errors. His error rating is a 6. That's not an error. That is a 5. That is going to be hit to third base. Picked up by Wallach. Over to Little. Over to Oliver. 2 outs. And that will be a grounder double play. 5-4-3 double play as he does not make the error. It's an odd number. So now the batter is Valenzuela. Plenty left in the tank. He's gonna bat. Valenzuela though is 0 for 3. Smith 25. That's an out. That is gonna be a grounder to second base. Up with it is Little. He will throw to first and retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Dodgers, but they're still holding on to a 5-4 lead. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Tomorrow night, we go back to the junior circuit for the other division series we haven't started. Game 1 of the American League Division Series between the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees. That will be an inside pitch series. Glenn Abbott will be going for the Tigers. Ron Guidry will be going for the Yankees. That's their first matchup at Yankee Stadium. The Yankees, the number 1 overall seed in the entire playoffs. The Tigers coming off a tough win over the Texas Rangers. And now in the wild card playoff, now the Tigers have to play the Yankees. Game 1 of the ALDS. Tigers at Yankees. That's tomorrow night on the network. Bottom of the 7th here, Dodgers lead 5-4. And Warren Crom 0 for 2, but reached on an error. Fernando still got plenty left in the tank. 13. That's going to be an out, and that's an out. That's going to be a fly ball to left field, and that'll be the easy play for Reigns. And that will be not Reigns. That'll be an easy play for Baker, and that's out number 1. Actually, it's an out X. I could have just said it's a ground out, which it is. But still. Here's Flynn. Flynn is 0 for 2. Valenzuela, they'll go ahead and deal. And 41, that's going to be ball 4. So Valenzuela will allow a walk, and Flynn will reach base. And that is only the first walk given up by Fernando. He only has 1 walk in this game. He gives up Flynn. Pinch hitter coming in for Bryn Smith. He is done for the day. The Expos will go to the bench. And they're going to go ahead and bring out Chris Spire, 257 average, 2 homers, and 22 RBIs in 83. So Spire will pinch hit against Fernando. Flynn on it first, 1 out. Fernando mania. 34, and that's going to be a base hit for Spire. That's a single. He'll come off the bench and get it. That's going to be a base hit to center field. Fast runner advances. Others can risk. Center fielder for the Dodgers is Landreau. He has an average arm. Flynn is going to hold at second base. I think that's the right play to do here. So a base hit for Spire. And now runners at first and second for the Rock. Raines is 2 for 3, a triple and a single. 1 out here. 2 big runs on base for the Expos. They're down 5-4 in this first game of the NLDS. Fernando, he will pitch. 26, and that's a base hit for Tim Raines. That's a big-time single. And that's going to be a base hit to left field. Second to home, faster average runner score. Flynn will come in to score. That will tie the ball game. First to third holds. A fast runner to third. Spire holds it second. Raines holds it first. Tie game. Stadium cheers. Yippee! RBI single for Raines. That's his third hit of the ball game. And now the batter is Little. Now the Dodger bullpen is getting a little bit warmed up. Little is 1 for 3. 1 out, bottom of the 7th, tied at 5 now. Valenzuela will pitch to Little. And 32, and that is going to be an out. That's a big time out, and that's going to be a fly out. And that's going to be deep enough for the runner on set Spire to, and fast and super fast runner advances. Raines is going to get to second base, so it was deep enough all the way to right for both runners to advance. We'll fly up the right field, though, but now there are 2 away. And now here comes the Hawk. Dawson is 0 for 3. You kind of think he's due. Spire on at third, Raines on at second. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Valenzuela looking in on Dawson. The fans here at Stade Olympique. 64. That is. And by the way, I'm going to say the infield was in. And that is an out. And it's a ground out to the pitcher. Runners at second and third. Let's see here. And refer to the white die from original roll. And let's see. Runners at second and third. And it says advance. So it's a ground out to the pitcher. The only play Valenzuela has is to throw to first, and the Expos take the lead. Stadium cheers. Yay! Oh, wait a minute. That was a second out, wasn't it? Ground out to the pitcher, right? Don't take no lead, right? Hold on. Keep tracks. I lost them. I had a long day at work. That's a ground out to the pitcher. It was an out. A 64, right? Yeah, that's an out. Nope, that doesn't happen. Upon further review, he's out. Side retired. Ground out to the pitcher, but 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. We do have a or 2 outs. Not. I thought there was 1 out. What do I know? That's right, Derek's SG2. That is the 3rd out. We go to the top of the 8th, tied at 5. And let's see. Leading off for the Dodgers is Steve Sachs. Expos need a pitcher. And they're going to go with Sachs righty, left, and righty. Coming on to pitch for the Expos is going to be Bob James. 1 win, no losses, 7 saves, a 120 whip. And James is going to be just barely became a B pitcher. So Bob James will be a B pitcher, and he'll come on to pitch. And Sachs will lead it off. Sachs is 1 for 2, a single, but he's walked twice. Top of the 8th, tied at 5. 55, and Sachs will get his second hit of the game for the 4th time he's on base. Andro, Sachs, very good chance to get a very good chance here. He had 56 steals. James is a strong arm, however. So there's a strong arm, and he is a righty. So a 1-3, Sachs does not get the jump. He doesn't, and that is a 1, a possible pickoff. Throws to first, and that is a 12, and he just got back safe. He just got back safe. Bob James tried to pick him off, but Sachs gets back, and now we'll deal with Landro. Runner on first, nobody out, top of the 8th. Pitch from James, 42, and that's going to be ball 4. He walks Landro. Lots of walks tonight for both these teams, especially for the Expos. First walk given up by James. And now here's Baker. Beak a little worried. James will deal. 63, got him, struck him out. Big K. Bob James gets a big strikeout. He had 56 of them that year. Here comes Guerrero. And Guerrero is 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. James, they'll set up there. Fans here at Stade Olympique hoping for a good pitch. 25, they'll get the good pitch. That is going to be an out. And that's going to be a pop out to second base. And that's going to be a pop out to third instead. Infield fly down. We'll pop out to third, as now James may get out of this inning. The next batter is Brock, and Brock is 0 for 2 with 2 walks, though. 2 outs now, top of the 8th. Sachs and Landro on base. Bob James trying to get out of this jam. James will pitch. 12, and he will get out of the jam. It's a fly ball to right field, and Cromartie's going to get to that. He makes the catch. And the Dodgers don't get anything. No runs, 1 hit and a walk. And then James goes ahead and shuts down the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the 8th, tied at 5. Leading off for the Expos will be Al Oliver. Fernando Valenzuela has 4 batters he can face before he tires. He's going to face Oliver. And then they're probably going to bring in a new pitcher. Valenzuela will pitch to Oliver. And 22, it's a base hit for Oliver. Right past third. And Oliver's on base. The Expos have the leadoff run. Oliver gets his first hit of the game. That will be it for Valenzuela. The Dodgers will now bring in a righty. And they're going to bring out Tom. 8 wins, 3 losses, 11 saves, a 0.89. Niedenfuhrer is going to be a speed pitcher. So everybody has been a B pitcher tonight. So here comes Tom Niedenfuhrer against Carter. Oliver on at first. And Oliver, not really a steal. He's not a stealing threat. Carter does have hit and run, but I only call for that of a steal and don't get the jump. Niedenfuhrer will go ahead and pitch. 51, possible strikeout. The 18 is a no. Now it's a possible error. And Niedenfuhrer has an error rating of 11. It's going to be a big error. That's an exotic error. Let's see what we got. Go to the exotic chart. And that is pitcher or catcher, exotic error, and runner on first. Bad throw to second base by pitcher or catcher into center field. Runner tries to advance to third on center field. On center fielder, see outfield assist chart. So Oliver is trying. Center fielder for the Dodgers is Landro. His rating is a 4. So a 1 to 4. Oliver is going to get thrown out at third. And he is. Oliver thrown out at third. And Carter, let's see. And Carter's safe at first. So that's going to be an error on Niedenfuhrer. Runner tries to advance to third, see outfield assist chart. And he was out anyways. I rolled a 2, so so outfielder throws runner arm out. So he is out. So Al Oliver is out trying to go to third. Carter is safe at first, and that is an E1. So an E1 on the Dodgers. That's the second error on the Dodgers. Carter is safe at first, but 1 out. That was not good. So now here comes Wallach. Wallach is 1 for 3 with a bomb. Carter on at first. Go ahead run there. Tom Niedenfuhr's got to recover from that error. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Fans here at Stade Olympique hoping for a big-time hit. Niedenfuhr, 15. That's going to be an out. And it will be a ground out to third. Double play, 5-4-3. A weak arm third baseman gets 1 out only at first. Third baseman for the Dodgers is Guerrero. He does have a weak arm, so that's going to be that instead gets 1 out only at first. That means Carter gets the second, and that's going to be 2 outs. They don't turn the double play. Two outs now for Cromartie. Cromartie is 0 for 2 with an error, or reached on an error. So Carter on at second. Niedenfuhr having some fun in this inning on the bottom of the 8th. Niedenfuhr looks on at Cromartie. The fans here hoping for a hit. Niedenfuhr, 41, that's ball 4. He walked him. So Niedenfuhr now walks Cromartie. And now the batter is Flynn. We may see a pinch hitter for him, though. And we'll see what he does. Flynn is my shortstop. So let's see if the Expos can make a change for him. And they can't. Nope, he's going to have to hit. He did have 452 at bat, so I figured he would still hit. So here comes Flynn. Can Flynn do it for the Expos here in the bottom of the 8th? Flynn is 0 for 2 with a walk. Niedenfuhr will go ahead and deal. 62, and that's a swing and a miss. Struck him out, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, and an error on the Dodgers. That was their second error of the ball game. We're tied at 5 after 8. Heck of a game right now here for game 1 of this NLDS. Always seems every time either the Expos or the Cardinals are in a ball game, I always seem to get a good, a very interesting matchup. We go to the 9th, tied at 5. Will we see some top of the 9th inning magic? Mike Marshall leads off for the Dodgers. He is 1 for 4, singled and reached on an error. Bob James is going to stay on the mound. He is due to bat first in the 9th. So they're going to use Bob James here to see if they can keep it where it is. James will pitch to Marshall, top of the 9th inning. Pitch from James, 42, that's ball 4. He walked him. Wow, a lot of walks tonight. Another walk given up by the Expos. And now the go-ahead runs on base. Here comes Yeager. Well, the Dodgers, he did have 335 at-bats. Well, the Dodgers pinch hit for him. And they do have Jack Fimple to take over at catcher if they want to. And I think they're going to do that. But then again, you got the pitcher. And we may be heading into extra innings. He had 335 at-bats. He's not a bad bunter. He's not a bad bunter with 203. And then you're going to have a pinch hitter for Needham. Then you're going to have Russell. I think Yeager bunts him over. I think Yeager does a bunt. Yeager's going to try to bunt him over. A 203 average. I think he does a better job with a bunt. So Marshall on at first, and they're going to try the bunt here. So let's see. His sacrifice hit rating is a 5. Does he lay down the bunt? That is a 5. He does. Now that is bunt. See if he completes it. That is a 6. And Marshall, if I roll a 2, he's doubled off. No, Marshall gets back 1 out. Wow, Yeager pops one up, and that is a pop out to third. Caught by Wallach. And there's one away. Marshall gets back to first. So far, bunting is not working tonight. Here's Russell. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. 1 out, top of the ninth. Marshall will now stay at first. James the pitch. 31 range play. That's it to first base. That's a range play for Oliver. His range is a 9. He can't get it. That's going to be a base hit. Marshall will hold at second base with only 1 out. Within 2 outs, it's only a 1 out. It's only a 1 base single. And for 2 outs, it's a 2 base single. Marshall holds. A base hit right past Oliver. He couldn't make it. And now runners at first and second, 1 out. And we'll see a pinch hitter for Niedenfuhr. So Niedenfuhr comes out. And now coming on to bat for the Dodgers is going to be Darryl Thomas. 250 average, 2 homers, 8 RBIs in 83. So here comes Darryl Thomas. Runners at first and second. James in some trouble here. You bring in Reardon in this situation now. No, you got to save Reardon. You may need him. Marshall, top of the ninth, tied at 5. James will pitch. 45, swing and a miss, struck him out. What a big K. Big strikeout by Bob James, 2 away. As Thomas is out, and now here's Sachs. Sachs has reached base 4 times. He is 2 for 3, 2 singles, and has walked twice. Bob James trying to get through this inning. Fans here at Olympic Stadium are loud. James gets the sign. Now he'll pitch. 23, strikeout, 1-17. That's a 3. Swing and a miss. Steer, right out. The inning is over. Bob James comes right back with a big K. No runs, 1 hit, and a walk, and the Dodgers cannot get the run in. So now will we see some bottom of the ninth inning magic? Dodgers will go with their main closer, or the next best pitcher they have, and it is going to be... Coming on to pitch for the Dodgers will be Alejandro Pena. 12 wins, 9 losses, a save, a 115 whip. Really not a main reliever, but he's going to bring. I think they're going to bring him out here. At least I want to. Or do I go with? Or do I go? I think I go with him. Yeah. So Alejandro Pena will come on to pitch. The Dodgers have a very thin bullpen. They only have 9 pitchers for this entire postseason. Pena is going to be a B pitcher as well. So everybody's been a B this entire time. Pinch hitter coming in for Bob James as the Expos will go to the bench. And they're going to go with Terry Francona. 257 average, 3 homers, 22 RBIs in 83. So here's against Pena. Tied at 5 in the ninth. Fans hoping for some ninth inning magic. Pena, 11. That's an out. It's a grounder to first base. Easy play for Brock. And Brock will take it to the bag himself. 1 down. Here's Raines. Raines is having a great night. 3 for 4. 2 singles and a triple. Raines does have some home run power. You have to do it off the pitcher, though, or off the ballpark. Raines will go ahead and deal with Pena. Fans hoping for a big hit. Pitch, 24, hit by pitch, 1-2. That's not happening. It's grounded to short. Taken care of there by Russell. Knight joins us here at Stade Olympique. Here's Little. Little is 1 for 4. Pena, he'll go ahead and pitch. 53, possible strikeout. 15 is a no. Now it's a range play to third base. Range play to third base, and that is Guerrero. Guerrero's range is a 7. Nope, that's going to be a base hit. Little have a single and keep the and keep the inning going. So a base hit there as it couldn't make the play by Guerrero. It's a single. Winning run on base. And now a big chance for Andre Dawson. Dawson is 0 for 4. He had 32 home runs in 83. You kind of think he's due. Little will get on first base. The fans hoping Dawson can hit one. Pena will set up. He'll pitch. 35. Nope, that's going to be an out. It's a ground ball to third base. Up with it is Guerrero. He's got it. Throws to second. And we've got free baseball. Free baseball. Free baseball here. Get your free baseball. No runs and a hit. We need extras. Tied at 5 after 9. We go to the top of the 10th inning. Tied at 5 here. Ken Landreau leads off for the Dodgers. Expos need a pitcher. And they get it because they were able to hold on to Bob James. They're going to go ahead and bring out Jeff Reardon. 7 wins, 9 losses, 21 saves, a 142 whip. And Reardon's going to be the 4th pitcher here for the Expos, and he is going to be a pitcher, our first A pitcher of the night. So here comes Jeff Reardon. He can pitch to 9 batters before he finds fatigue. So here's Landreau leading off the top of the 10th. Tied at 5. Game 1 of this NLDS. Reardon. That'll be handled by Dawson, and that's out number 1. What a difference being an A pitcher means. If he was a B pitcher, that's a base hit. Here comes Baker. Baker is 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles. He's also struck out 3 times. Reardon, he'll pitch. And 61, swing and a miss, struck him out. He'll go ahead and get Baker. And that's the second out. Here comes Guerrero. Guerrero is 2 for 4, 2 singles and a walk. Reardon gets ready to pitch, and he will deal. And 36, that's going to be an out. It's a fly ball to left field. Tim Raines is going to get to that with no trouble. Makes the catch and retires aside. 1, 2, 3, go the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. Still tied at 5. And no, we do not use ghost runners in the playoffs. We didn't use a single ghost runner at all in the regular season. Every extra inning game we had during the regular season for 1983 ended in the 10th. None of them got to the 11th. Here's Al Oliver. He'll lead off for the Expos. He's 1 for 4, so ghost runners were never used. Pena, he will continue to pitch. He'll go against Oliver. Tied at 5, bottom of the 10th. Pitch from Pena. 23. That's going to be an out. It's a fly ball to center. And Landreau will have it. And he'll make the play for out number 1. Here's the kid. Carter is 1 for 4. A single and reached on an error. Pena. Go ahead and get it. Yes, ghost runners. We're not using them in the playoffs, though, Clinton. You don't have to worry about them. I can't be playing 17 and 18 inning games on a school night. Pena will pitch. 66, 1 to 8. A 1 to 8's a homer. 9 to 12's a triple. That's a 13. It's a double. Wow, Gary Carter just missed a shot to end the ball game, but the winning run is at second base. Hold of one, it bounces off the wall. Bounces off the wall pretty much in right field. Carter has a stand-up double, and now Wallach Wallach is 1 for 4. He had a 3-run bomb his first time up. And they are going to... Do you walk Wallach and try for a double play here? And pitch to Cromartie? I think you do. They're going to walk Tim Wallach. They're going to intentionally walk him because his run is meaningless. And they're going to have him pitch against Warren Cromartie. Cromartie is 0 for 3. Actually, no, I'm sorry. He is 0 for 4, actually, but reached on an error. So they walk Wallach to set up the double play. Here's Cromartie. Cromartie looking for both of this game. Bottom of the 10th, tied at 5. Carter on at second. Wallach. Pena is a B pitcher. Pena pitch. 66. 1 to 4 is a triple. Everything else is a double. Pow! Cromartie hits one right into center field. Going after that is Landreau. He runs all the way to the wall. It's not going to matter. Gary Carter comes around third. He will score. Expos win the ball game, and a walk-off double. That's your game. Stadium cheers. Yippee! Warren Cromartie did not get a hit at all in the entire ball game, and he goes ahead and gets a double, which will score Gary Carter, and that's your game. The Expos win it 6-5. 1 run on 2 hits and a walk. What a game here tonight to start this National League Division Series. This could be a very interesting set of games. Warren Cromartie goes ahead and smacks that one, and that bounces off the wall easily. Gary Carter scores all the way from second, and the Expos get a 6-5 win. And they are the first home team to win in the division series. In the division series round, I should say. Final line score coming up again. We don't get to 11 innings. For the Expos, 6 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. For the Dodgers, 5 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors. This game goes 10 innings. The winning pitcher is Jeff Reardon. He's going to go ahead and get a win. Charlie Lee's going to pick up a no decision. The loss will go to Alejandro Pena, and he's going to drop to 0-1. And Valenzuela also gets a no decision. So a big victory here for the 6-5 on a walk-off double by Warren. Heck of a game for the Expos. And now the Dodgers, they were down 4-0, came back and made it 5-4, but it's the Expos that win it tonight here over the Dodgers. Great game here, and in my opinion, a game of the year candidate. Our next game will be tomorrow night. It will be inside pitch. Game 1 of the American League Division Series between the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees. Glenn Abbott will be going for the Tigers. Ron Guidry goes for the Yankees. Tigers coming off the wild card championship. The Yankees, the #1 seed overall in the entire postseason. We'll see how those teams match up tomorrow night. Tigers, Yankees, ALDS Game 1. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. I think this game deserved it. Subscribe if you've not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Warren Cromartie, walk-off double to score Carter from second. Expos win the game 6-5. They lead this National League Division Series 1-0. See you guys tomorrow night.